YouTube, how we doing? PPS here. YouTube play of the day. We got one quick spot for you guys as we move on to our UFC card that starts in like an hour. So busy stuff for me this morning. Obviously, gonna get this out quick because obviously gotta get a lot more stuff done. Have a lot of picks out already for that, but just want to make sure I have some time to figure this all out. So. Recapping, Syracuse, a little sweaty there, huh? Syracuse gives up 31 first half points, 31-0 first half. What a first half. 2 pick sixes. McCord had 3 picks in the first half. Syracuse gets lit up. End up cashing the over by 1 because Syracuse likes money, man. When they knew they were down and out and they couldn't do nothing, they at least threw the pick sixes for us. So love to see that. Moving on to today. Let me show you my screen here. I'll be on DraftKings today for the first time in a little bit. I haven't been on DraftKings for college football. I'm going to be taking the first half over 26.5, BYU and UCF. I really like this spot. The reason why I'm just like all over the place with this game is just obviously BYU has been playing phenomenal. They're number 1 in the Big 12. UCF is third last. BYU is coming off of a thrilling victory against Oklahoma State, who is last in the conference. Then you go to UCF, and they're 1-3 in the conference right now, and they're 2.5-point dogs in UCF. So UCF has been much better at home. And looking at first half scoring, it is pretty apparent UCF is averaging 14 points per game in the first half at home versus 10 on the road. BYU is actually averaging 18.5 on the road and 17 at home. So one of the top 30 teams in terms of first half scoring in BYU. Also, UCF just hasn't been able to stop anybody. The fact that they gave up 38 points to Iowa State is alarming. That's alarming. Iowa State is not a high octane offense by any means. The fact that Brecht ended up with almost 300 yards. Do I like that? We have Brown as the quarterback for UCF? No. But what I do like is RJ Harvey, bro. RJ Harvey is a monster. He went for 200 yards last week, 2 touchdowns. I do wish Hudson was more involved, but with Brown at the quarterback there, it doesn't instill too much confidence. But Brown had 154 yards on the ground. He is pretty much running the Plumlee offense, except Plumlee actually threw the ball a little more than 5 times a game. I don't mind them running all over these guys. I think that actually kind of adds a little bit into this game because you look at some of these numbers from last week, right? Ollie Gordon ran for 107 and 2 touchdowns. Bowman didn't even have to do much just because they were getting so many short fields. The over flew over against Arizona. They put up 41 on them. Arizona scored 19 only in that game, but we just saw Arizona just get absolutely dismantled last week by Colorado. So one game I think that we could use a little bit would be the Kansas State game. BYU played very, very well in that game. But Avery Johnson still had 80 yards on the ground. Giddens had 90 yards on the ground. They averaged almost 6 yards a carry. Obviously, the big issues were a fumble return for a touchdown. That happened, obviously. We saw a punt return touchdown against them. And then we saw 2 picks. So I think that we see a little bit more points, and we've seen that the mobile quarterback can do well against this BYU defense. So, yeah, I like the over in this game. 26.5 is a very fair price. Would play it up to 27.5. I said it for the Syracuse game. I wouldn't play it at 31.5 because that's a number that we like. This one I would play at 27.5. You can give me the prime number there. I'll take it. So, BYU first half over 26.5. We're hoping that BYU continues to score points on the road. Feeling that UCF should be able to run on pretty much anybody in the country. So really like this spot for BYU and UCF. Put some points on the board. Let's do it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit that like button. Make sure you're checking out Past the Prop for our Sunday games. And, yeah, moving on. Got to get to that positive. 3-3 right now, minus 0.4 units after the Syracuse win. And let's get this money here, BYU. Let's score some points. So have a good one, guys, and best of luck today.